Well, hello guys and gals. I thought I'd do some more updating on my bodywork and progress on my Camaro and my truck. I'm still working on my doors for the Camaro. Still got a little bit more to do on the edging so that I can get the outer skin on. Just trying to get it all nicely tack welded up good and solid. I still got my front nose and the Camaro front clip to work on. Gonna have to get cleaning her up here soon too. Got a lot of paint chipping inside and I'll show you some progress on the Camaro here. Got my one fender, passenger side fender body work done on her. All block sanded and just set it back on the car. Got to bolt it back up yet. Come up really well. One panel done and out of the way. Till painting, of course. Now there's the interior. Still got to clean up the floor yet. Broom it and wash it out and do a little bit of sanding and some more of my panels pieces cut out a little bit more on my door edges, the pillar area, trying to get these pieces done, and a little bit of rod in here I got to get out and cut out too, some little holes. Got to peel this little trim off the edging here so I can put my new piece, line it up and get it in here. Also got the back quarter panels cut out again from the guy that did the body work on it before. Did a mess, so I wanted to make one big piece, so a lot more less welding and less warpage. I gotta form the inner patch here too, cut out a little bit of that, so I might come straight across a little bit further. Try to get rid of the rust in here. Also got the body work done on my trunk lid. Got the patch piece made in here, all in here. Needs a little bit more smoothing out, a little bit more touch up before any paint goes on her. And the trunk floor looks very good, no rust holes or nothing. So maybe scuff it up good and put some paint or black paint or maybe some chip guard paint in here or something that's durable. Paint up the trunk again. Needs a good sweep out and wipe out here yet. Wash her all up. A little bit rusty up in here. Got to get that cleaned out pretty good. Hopefully it's not too holy. It might be. Looks pretty rough in there. And got the other quarter panel on the driver's side roughly cut out. Do some sanding on her yet. Cut out some of the edging on it. So I got to form the inner panel patch piece a bit. Ooh, pretty rough. Might have to do the whole inner piece and down in here. Might have to cut this right out. So I got the outer patches cut to shape roughly already and bent for the outer edging along the wheel well area, but I got to make the inner panels yet for both sides. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of rust on the upper wells here. I'm going to get sanding them down yet too. Maybe see if I can get them all unbolted right off of here. Be a lot easier to clean them right up inside and out. Also got to make another battery tray. Got to spray some PP blaster and free up these bolts so I can get this sucker out of here. Also still waiting on my buddy to help me move my Camaro into his shop so I can get this motor and tranny out. Still got a bunch of wires to disconnect yet. Unbolt a lot of stuff so I can get it at the engine wall and everything else and get it all cleaned up in here when the motor's out. That way I can paint it all up in here and sand her down and have a nice engine bay. Good sanding and everything like that should be good. Still got to clean up the very front end here yet too. Got a bit of rust down in here. Yeah, I still got to do my work on my van here. Still got to do the valve cover gaskets. I got oil leaks through my valve cover gaskets, and I got an oil pan gasket that needs to be replaced. Leaking a bit of oil underneath and over and above. So I got the gaskets all for it. I just need to find the time to get at her. And got a little bit of rust on her too that I'm still got to get at. A little bit in the door. And all the door edgings a little bit and stuff. So I need some sanding down and touching up. Nice to see the grass coming back after all that winter. Well, still getting at the chopper build here. Haven't done much on her because I've been doing all the other work. Everything's time and money, so it's going to take some time to get back at her yet. Just ordering some parts and materials for it, and
take the pledge at waterweek.org. Brought to you by Greater Vernon Water. 105.7 FM Vernon is fair cut, and the radio club is liquidating their inventory at a massive online auction, which is happening.
yeah, I got my one rocker panel under the passenger side rocker panel here, roughly formed up. So I'm working on her too. Got to get out there and cut out the rest of the old rocker that's all rotted on there. Then get this finally shaped up and bent up perfect, and then I can get her welted in. So I got a lot of patches made up. Just getting at it and getting things done. There's a hood for the Camaro. pretty good shape. And we'll eventually get at her too. Now to the fun stuff that I've been working on. Well, I ripped my truck doors off for my Ford Ranger and cutting out all the rust on the bottom. This is the passenger door. Roughly cutting it all out. You can see all the bends that I'm going to have to put in the new sheet metal patch for it. And here's the patch piece that I got to make up. I tried to cut out in one piece, more or less, so I can use it as a guide. There's one big piece that I got roughly cut out. I'm going to use for the outer skin on the outer edge. Outer skin to come back over because the lip is gone. And some of the holes, some holes have come out on the outer skin. All rusted through, as you can see. So I'm going to have to add some on the outer skin area to make the new lip again for the inner piece to join to. And the other door wasn't so bad. I sanded it all down really well. Wire brushed it and grinded it down, and so I'm just put on a coat of Everglass body filler over it right now. And then I just did a rough sanding of it, knocked off all the heavy off. So now all I need to do now is just get it all good and shaped and try and get her all done and ready for some primer. Probably need to put another coat on it more than likely, as usual. I like to use Everglass first coat and then some regular Bondo Evercoat lightweight body filler over top of it. Very easy to sand that Evercoat, very light stuff. Okay, back to the truck. Sanding in the door edging here. And trying to knock it out there and see if I need any metal replacement at all. It doesn't look too bad. Got to cut out a lot of pieces. Of course, the floor needs a good scuff up yet and good wash and clean. And still been working on these darn quarter panels on her. Almost ready to get her welded up. A little bit more tiny bit of a fit up. A little bit shaping, and we'll get them welded in. It's just the weather's been so crazy out here with rain a lot and so windy. It's been kind of hard to get at any welding. Also been doing a bit of grinding and cutting, sanding, and look at the rust down here. Got some holes. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to Put some metal patch on here too. And down here on the other side, same thing. Look at the rust, and I might have to replace it up to the just below the body line here on both sides. And started tack welding roughly this in. Did a big burn hole. Look at that mess. A little bit too thin over here, so I might have to cut it back a bit further. We'll have to see here. Found some very thin metal, so it just went through in a spot. And there's another mess here on the other driver's side corner pillar here. Getting it roughly cut out the shape and getting it sanded in here. All pitted up. And here's the floor that I got cut out so far. And driver's side floor. Still got to get these trim pieces off a bit. Get a pry bar under there and see if I can bend her off of there. Or lightly cut it again. Some cutting discs. And quite a mess for a 1988 Ford Ranger. She's definitely seen her days. Also got on the front hood. Ground out all the bodywork on her. The last guy didn't look too good, so I'm going to put some Everglass over and clean her right up again. So doing a lot of tear down, just knocking out all the rust and stuff, and seeing where I need to put body filler and where I need to add more sheet metal. So basically just trying to get these doors quickly done and good. Try and get them back on the truck here.